Greetings, Walker. You are not also going to the abode of ignominy, are you? As its name implies, it is a moonless place full of forgotten secrets. This one saw a stranger setting up camp outside the cave nearby. Local legend says that Mafala worshippers used to lurk there, raising dead too, I think. To venture so close to such a place, it does not seem wise. A Khajiit woman, Cathay by the look of her. She wore the attire of a sorcerer. But then I could put on a tin crown and claim that I am an emperor. She stays there heedlessly, or lingers with bad intentions. Either way, no good can come of it. Be safe out there, Walker. The deep places of...
Are you? Did Caldathir send you? Well, don't even try to stop me. Oh, well then, greetings. My name is Naramako, and I intend to walk right into this spooky cave and find the works of a brilliant Khajiiti mage. Before you ask, yes, it is full of slavering, undead, and yes, I am petrified to the point of weeping. You mean to help? Well, I guess there's no harm in delegating. According to my research, a powerful wizard named Marzulajo used this place as his laboratory. If you find his notes and any memory stones he might have left behind, I would be indebted. Thank you for looking into this, Walker. I can't wait to rub this discovery in that sour-tongued Caldathir's face. It's always, be careful with this and don't meddle with that. He's just a fat old bully. According to my research, Marzulajo had a great fondness for animals, just like me. He even discovered ways to bring them back to life. At least I think he did. Fuzzy on the details. Anyway, his notes and memory stones should hold the... Yes! You're not going to scold me like Caldathir, are you? It's just a frog. A single hoppy little frog. What harm could that do? Anyway, he's the one who made me kill the poor thing. And for what? A water-breathing potion? I can't even swim! I mean, sort of. Well, guild regulations clearly state that manipulating white souls, the lesser souls of beasts, is completely fine. True, the bylaws don't explicitly endorse putting little white souls into frog skeletons, but they don't prohibit it either. My high elf alchemy professor, and a heartless, saggy-faced brute. I'm a member of the Maiden. He's a meanie! Every potion we make includes some terrible reagent, like a baby newt or a sweet little toad. I don't even like to... It's called the Abode of Ignominy. Well, when the name includes the word ignominy...
A land of fertile valleys and grand hills. But enough about Rajin's past romances, yes?
sugar snout. My sweet boy. I don't... It's not fair. You were so young. So young. I'm going to fix this, boy. I'm going to bring you back. I promise. Sugar Snout! Stop! You're killing him! I never intended... What did I do wrong? This isn't you, sweet boy! This isn't you! This is a little unorthodox, but I just felt horrible about what happened. Bringing you back to life is an imperfect solution, I know, but I am confident you'll get used to this, new beginning. this instant, please! I can fix this. I just need to paint a restraining word to... Stop! What are you doing, Sawyer? No, 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 no! No! Don't do that! Don't do... Ah, ah.
You're back! Not that I had any doubts, mind you. So, success? Did you find Marzula Joe's notes and memory stones? A Sench tiger? That's remarkable! If he managed that, the frog should present no challenge at all. Thank you so much, Walker. When I publish about this, I'll be sure to mention your contribution. I can't wait to see the look on Caldatir's face. I wonder how long after death you can perform these rituals. Do you think they would work on something smaller, like a Oh, let's not overreact. Advanced spellcraft is as much an art as it is a science. Down.
Stay low in the grass. We've got ruddy fangs up on the hillside, and probably more down on the other side of the cliff. The ruddy fangs are the biggest bandit pride this side of the scar, and probably south of the scar too. This bunch has been preying on refugees fleeing the dragons, as if they haven't lost enough. Shook me down too, bastards. I'm not hiding, I'm waiting. Thought I might sneak into camp at an opportune moment and get back what's mine. But I've been out here for nearly a day now. You do that? It's a backpack, Imperial Legion make. It was my husband's. It's just some personal items. Things he had before there were damn dragons. Sorry. North of here. Towards Cyrodiil. A handful of gold. I don't care about that. I just want my husband's things. The dragon's already finally bringing my husband home. As much of him as there was. I had to travel all the way to Rimmen. That Tharn witch, she brought him to elsewhere. Led an army here to restore order for the Empire. She just wanted a kingdom of her own. He died protecting...
Get down. I'll deal with this.
Oh, now you show up. Left me to deal with a dragon all by myself. It's a good thing I'm Abner Tharn and not, well, some lesser mage. I discouraged it, but not before it laid waste to most of the camp. We arrived to find the outpost being overrun by undead. Then the dragon attacked. I did what I could. I fear it wasn't enough. What about the power surges? Did you learn anything? The betrayer? There's a betrayer mentioned in the legends of Kunzari. It seems those stories continue to hound me. No matter. We can deal with that later. Right now, I want to know about Cadwell. Has he agreed? Kunzari. hero of the Merethic era. Most of the legends are unbelievable, though the Khajiiti moon singers guard the secret history. Their tales led me to the halls of Colossus. But let's save this for a less dangerous time. Tell me about Cad. That doesn't surprise me. Cadwell and Strange go together like hot bread and butter. I need to recover my strength. Driving off that dragon took a lot out of me. Why don't you go help Chimera while I keep watch in case the great beast returns?
Damn us for arriving too late. I did not expect to find our militia under assault by a horde of undead. And then the dragon. Oh, it tangles the tail, Vokar, it truly does. The militia was already depleted from the fight to liberate Riverhold, but we were determined to press on toward Rimen. Between the undead and the dragon, though, we can barely hold this portion of the outpost. Retreat is not an option. Not yet. Our resistance to Euraxia's rule requires more than just soldiers. There are intelligence reports, safe house locations, lists of supporters. Documents we cannot afford to lose. Search the ruined camp and locate the documents, Walker. They are vital to our efforts to free Rimen from Euraxia's rule. And if her forces acquire them, those who help us will be exposed. Recover the documents from mail sacks in the camp and get them to Captain Nalado. Then meet us to the south.
Hail.
If you're so fascinated by the dead, why don't you join them? This one doesn't know you, but at least you aren't a walking corpse. This one must ask, why are you here? Bright moons! This one thought these were lost forever. You saved many lives at great risk to your own walker. You have Nalado's respect. This one will guard these documents with her life. That was one of Euraxia, the usurper queen's pet necromancer. His undead devastated our troops, so this one took pleasure in ending his existence. Now, Nalado must return to Riverhold and consult with Garashri. We must find a way to go on. Euraxia's chief necromancer, Zumag Fum, has been with her for some time, but our intelligence suggests his followers have only recently rallied to her side. Find Abnortharn and Carmira. Tell them to meet us in Riverhold.
I've spotted dragons circling in the distance from time to time, but it doesn't look like the winged monster that attacked the camp will return today. Was your hunt successful? Did you recover the documents that Chimera sought? I must join them there. The Khajiit forces have been decimated by this attack. It will take every strategy I can devise to help Gareshri prevent the collapse of his militia. The appearance of so many undead, though, that concerns me. Yes, I read the reports. Zumog Foom and his necromancers working for my despicable half-sister. Such magic leaves behind a miasma of stench and decay. It leads to the mountains to the west, but I can't pinpoint an exact location. Good idea. Dragons are bad enough, but undead tend to go on without end. Better to deal with them now, before Euraxia's power becomes more than we can contain. In such a direct manner? Yes, as far as we know. It could have been coincidence, but the attack felt designed to hit us when it would do the most damage. I wanted to send Chimera with you to find the source, but I have no idea where she's gone. Find the source of this army of undead, and if you see Chimera, send her back to Riverhold. She's as reckless as she is capable, which is a dangerous combination. I'll make my way back as well. After all, Gareshri would be lost without me. In case you haven't noticed, we two don't always see eye to eye. She can be impetuous and obstinate, truth be told. Chimera gathered a handful of soldiers and took off to the west. If you run into her, send her back to Riverhold.
Welcome to the Prowl, friend. Lovely, eh? We sure could use some help to keep it that way. A bloody dragon swept through here recently. Can you believe that? Burned out a decent chunk of the Prowl and ate up the animals too. Now, a flock of poachers have moved in to kill the few beasts we have left. We could really use some help. Wait, does that mean you're in? Really? Zen's prize, that's good to hear. I work on a ranch east of here, just past the ridgeline. Talk to the owner, Nemaya. She'll give you all the details and get you sorted. Thanks again, friend.
Hold there, poacher. One more step and my sweet boy will tear you apart. Come on, Milksop. Get up. You're useless. I'm sorry. Numaya grows suspicious of everyone these days. A dragon swept through recently, you see. Gobbled up whole herds of antelope and burned out the larger hunting camps. Now bone-chime poachers pitch their tents all over the Prowl. We care for many rare animals. A juicy target, yes? Just yesterday, a group of them stole this one's training whistle to lure out our beasts, you see. We have little gold, but Numaya would pay you to retrieve her whistle and punish those mascarses. But this one would not give to see you kick those bone-chime bastards in the teeth. Unfortunately, Numaya cannot leave her beast unguarded. Life on the ranch has made them fat and lazy, especially this one. Yes, Milksop, Numaya talks about you. Oh, yes. This one's mother's uncle's grandfather bought it from a wood elf tinsmith over 100 years ago. It's not fleshy, no gold engravings or anything, but the tone it sings out is smooth and perfect as a topal pearl, a masterpiece, Walker. Oh! This one does not like to think about it. Numaya has never seen something so fearsome. Toothy jaws, claws as long as grain size, and wings so wide they blot out the sun. Cinches and jackals we can handle. A beast like that, though? Oh, not a chance. It did. Horns, hoofs, tusk, and all. What it did not eat, it burned. Somehow, Numaya's ranch was spared. Praise Alkosh. Truly, this one thinks there's nothing on Nirni that can stop a monster like that. Beautiful, yes? Numaya bought this parcel from her always drunk Uncle Baraku. He was a talented hunter when he was sober. Alas, he was never sober. Var, var, var. You should have seen it before, Walker. Broken bottles, old ragged tents. Oh, hideous. Oh, yes. Numaya placed every board, hammered every nail, and drove every post. It took 6 years, but this one thinks it turned out all right. Truthfully, building it with hunters mostly. Well, Numaya should clarify. Careless hunters. Numaya does not fault Khajiit who eat meat. What makes this one snarl are Jacques Khajiit, who strike beasts with an arrow and do not finish the job. Most. Numaya found Milksop half-starved in a dead fall pit. He frothed and roared at first, but now he just sleeps all day. Lazy, lazy, lazy. The monkey Marmalade nearly lost her hand to a snare. Sometimes this one wishes she had. She's so sneaky. Ooh. They are. But Numaya loves them anyway, even on their worst day. Animals love you no matter what. Only fair that we do the same for them, yes?
Greetings, Walker. Looking for...
Have a care.
find the moons. Oh, you're back. Oh, the poachers. They took them. While you set fire to the poachers' camps, they launched a raid on the ranch. We tried to fight them off, but there were just too many of them. They took my sweet boy, Milksop, Honeydew, and Sugar Belly, too. Surrender, curse them! In lean times, they gather in the ruins to the west, along with their literati. You destroyed their smaller encampments, so they must be there. Most of the walls collapsed centuries ago, but the ones that still stand are mountain strong. Let me think. Ah, Marmalade. This one's pet monkey, not a preserve. She's very swift and very sneaky. If you use Numaya's training whistle, the one you just recovered, she might be able to help you. My best ranch hand, El Halem, will accompany you. He has sharp eyes and knows the prowl better than most. Oh, I hope we're not too late. If something happens to this one sweet boy Milksop, oh, Numaya wouldn't... Well, it takes years to master whistle training, but Marmalade is very clever. If you find yourself blocked in the poacher's camp, just blow the whistle. She will find a solution. Ah, this one wishes she could. Unfortunately, the poachers wounded many of my ranch hands and set fires all around.
Not a moment. Honeydew! Bit high up, though. Maybe Marmalade can unlock it for us. Well done. Let's keep moving. Hold on, Lavender. We'll get you out. She'll find her way home. We have more work to do. Door's locked, eh? Damn. Maybe Marmalade can fit through the crack there. Ha! She did it. The door's unlocked. Let's head in. you, Sugar Belly. Now, another locked door, eh? I bet Marmalade could nick a key off that drunken guard. He's alive! Let's set him loose! That's all of them. Meet you back at the ranch, hero.
This one lost friends in Haven, but you avenged them, I hear. Many owe you their thanks.
Oh, there's Numaya's favorite ranch hand. When Milksop and Sneaky Marmalade returned, this one knew you would not be far behind. Ah, they did. Numaya's sweet boy is a little shaken. Hopefully a hearty meal and a nice long chin scratch will settle his nerves, yes? You have this one's deepest thanks, Walker. Milksop's too. Say thank you, sweet boy. Go ahead now. Ah, never mind. Numaya wishes she could take a break, but stalls need raking, troughs need filling. Ah, a rancher's work is never finished. From the poachers? Not long. From the dragon attack, though? Who can say? Years? Your attacks on the poachers will allow honest, conscientious hunters to return to the prowl. With their help, we might be able to find a way to restore what we lost. Of course, Walker. There's nothing more wretched than a hunter with no beast to hunt. They will conserve what we have and protect what remains until the calves have calves. Only great fools would do otherwise, yes?
Time to hunt the hunters, Sarazi. We quarry, no glory. You have something to say, dull claws. Let's make it quick. You don't get muscles like these by standing around chewing the fat with outsiders. What, did you just wander up here like a lost mountain goat? This is Predator Mesa, the Hunter's Highland. Really? Nothing? Zisvo. Hunters come here to test their claws against savage beasts. A trial of strength and cunning, but mostly strength. Ha! Compared to vigorous Sarazi, you are a dry twig. This calls for a contest. Hunting beasts is one thing. Hunting hunters, though, that is a real test. 3 savage gadget hunt any person. Sarazi will give you a head start. This is sporting, yes? You'll see 3 prowling gadget on the mesa. Unless they see you first. Ha! There's a nesting griffin up there also. Quillmane. If you really having second thoughts already, ha! It's not too late to slink away. In the face of these Bah! That's the problem with you outsiders. No sense of humor. A joke. Except the part about the muscles and the good looks. That part is solemn truth. Yes, indeed. Beasts, people... It's all the same on Predator Mesa. Anything with a pulse is fair game.
These three live on the mesa year round.
Who am I? I'm Sirazi, strongest, swiftest, and slickest Khajiit hunter in northern elsewhere. Huh! Sirazi is still cementing his reputation. Give it time.
I will tell you what my uncle told me. Long ago, a tribe of hunters settled here on the mesa and built a great temple to the hungry cat, Hersin. But their love of chasing and blood, savage beasts started migrating here, settling around the temple. Eventually, the temple fell apart, and the wilderness took the whole mesa back. Something about this place brings out the hunter in every Khajiit. Like sugar and raw meat, yes? come to your senses, eh? Don't worry, Sarazi won't tell anyone that you ran away. Predator Mesa is not for everyone. Now, watch a true hunter Wait, is that blood on your hands? Where did all this blood come from? Kra! I never should have given you that head start. Now what will Sarazi hunt? Birds and chipmunks? Well, a wager is a wager, yes? Here, spend it on some decent food, Walker. Bulging muscles and a shiny coat start at the dinner table. Farewell. Sarazi must get back to training. You may have beaten me in our hunt.
Walker. Spare this one a moment. Taznazi does not know you. That's good. She knows everyone in the Stitches. Those who aren't in Kazda's pocket, she can count on one paw. This one has a job for someone who'd rather pick it. An unknown face like yours is just what she needs. Kazda, the dung eater that runs the Stitches, has a hoard of gold beneath Merville Keep. Taznazi plans to make it hers. Ours. If you're interested, we need to move soon. The Stitches gets worse by the day. Kazda may leave, and his coin with him. To take from Kazda is no crime. His predecessor, Dashing the Salzo, amassed the coin. Kazda only wallows in it, like a pig in its filth. A cruel, stupid pig. We also need Taznazi's old crew, Vol, Serene, and Nazdar. Vol just did a job for Jubani. He'll be at her junk shop. Serene's likely at the Goiter's Gulf, and Nazdar caterwauling somewhere. We'll meet in the bowl at the bottom of the scar. Who do you want to know about? Best damn mechanist this side of Nibbin Bay. Not a common trait for a wood elf, this one knows, but it is true. Kazda's stronghold uses strange mechanisms to keep maybe not the most distinguished mage in elsewhere, but the best Taznazi is likely to get in the Stitches. She spends more time with her head in a bottle. The old adept was something back in his day. Taznazi heard he could break a boulder with his little claw. He doesn't fight much anymore, but he's keep it quick. There's a lot to be done. The lowest. Kazda clawed his way to the top of the Stitches with treachery and fear. The Stitches hasn't known law, but under Dashing the Salzo, it knew relative peace, common purpose. Now it falls into anarchy. The leader of the Stitches, before Kazda, he's dead and gone. All you need to know is, what was his is now Kazda's, a den of outlaws in the shape of a town. There's not much to tell. What do you want? The facade of a legitimate business for Jubani the Fence. Her gang loots and scavenges items all over the scar. She has about what passes for a tavern in the Stitches. The sewer beneath Merville Keep. We'll be able to gather there without attracting any unwanted attention, and it'll become clear why. Thoroughness is an uncommon...
Ropes off me. Jubani and I had a deal. I delivered.
True. But why keep paying when we can just make you do it for free? Now get inside.
Hey, you're not one of Jubani's thugs. Can you get me out of here? I'm getting out of here. Catch up to me so I can thank you properly. Thanks for your help back there. Jew Bunny and her thugs are a bunch of hammers that think everything is a nail. Geniuses included. Altruism isn't a thing in the Stitches. So what do you want? Need a lock picked? Something repaired? Tarsnessy, huh? That's funny. Was just thinking about her recently, seeing what's gone on around this dump. How it's gotten, dumpier than usual. But she's pulling together a job. I swore that... Last time I ran my mouth, Jew Bunny sent her unexpectedly handsome thugs after me. I'm not spilling any more secrets. But it's nice to know Tosnessy's still around. She really loves this place after all. Even after everything that's happened to her. Well, Jew Bunny should have noticed I'm missing. Joining up with a crew seems like a good way to keep my fingers unbroken. Ugh, the bowel. Well, that's ironic. I'll head there after I get my tools. And find another Pyrrhus. Well, most don't. And to be fair, I wasn't always the brilliant tinkerer I am today. I didn't just pluck one up and eat it. I was scouting for the Dominion way north. Some ruin called Sardathal. Was running from some guards when I fell into a shaft. And fell. And fell. It was a long fall. Caught a ledge at the last minute. Broke my fall. And my fingers. Real mess. Anyway, I found myself in this strange cavern. Huge. Had dwarven ruins. Biggest of... Not quite. I finally managed to find a charis. Big bug. Tastes awful, don't recommend it, but I ate like my life depended on it. I mean, it did. I half remember a glowing stone going in my mouth. Swallowed it whole before I even realised. More like indigestion, but also this indescribable urge to fiddle with the ruins. Well, I guess I'd call it curiosity. But anyway, I fixed an elevator like it was second nature and got back home. Then I got discharged on account of my weekend. That Kazda ran her out of town? Or tried to, I guess. Bad blood. Truth told, Tosnesy would have been charged after dashing to Salzo died. If they... Jew Bonnie runs the biggest salvage operation in the Stitches. And Kazda happened. He took over the Stitches and didn't care if people broke oaths, contracts, or ribs. Jew Bonnie...
Keep your nose clean around Jubanis.
Something you need, stranger? Well, wouldn't you know it, the keg does in fact belong to me. That right there is the finest sample of sweet rot meth brew ever made. Well, truthfully, it's the only sample of sweet rot meth brew. My own invention, if you can believe it. You see, the Khajiit aren't typically fond of rot meth. I think the rancid meat smell is what turns them off. That's why I added plenty of moon sugar to my brew. It's sure to be a hit now. The keg must have dropped out of our wagon, which is a little odd, given that my husband should have been sitting right by it. Oh well, no harm done. And here's a reward for your troubles. Not sure what we would do if we lost this beauty. Dearest, come look at this. A stranger found my rot meth keg on the side of the road. Can you believe it?
Oh, look at that. Must have fallen right off the wagon. How lucky someone found it.
And it should be nice and fermented by now. You can finally test it.
Of course. Let me just drink this. Oh, so delicious brew.
Well, how does it taste? Huh. Looks like I'll need to tweak the recipe a bit. Seems like I've quite a bit of work ahead of me. Still, Imperial City wasn't built in a day. Of course not. It's obvious now that the poor dear can't handle his rot meth. I just wish he'd said something. That's what I like to hear. Unfortunately, the next...
A beautiful day.
Said Nalitha the avuncular, even in somber times must the wayfarer be offered greetings. Nazdar greets you, wayfarer. Hotaza the corpulent often said, the forgetting of friends is a grievous wrong. Wise words. Tasnasi has not visited him in some time, but this one has not forgotten her. This one has lost a prized possession, a lute gifted by a dear, departed friend. It has buoyed Nazdar's soul for so long, he sinks without it. Truly? This one was practicing his lute in the canyon below, but his playing attracted irascible beasts. He was forced to leave it behind as he scrambled up the cliffs. The truth, however, knocks a saint. He once led the Stitches, not to glory perhaps, but away from shame. Even saints do not live forever, nor did he. But as Ballant the Canonical said, the dead recall...
Yeah!
As Zubacha the hermit said to Intasi after returning from his grand pilgrimage, "Hello. This one is cheered to see you without..." As often said by Polu the overstating, this is worthy of celebration. Your kindness reminds Nazdar of the love dashing Tasalto had for the Stitches in life. This one recalls many... Nazdar knows you see more ribs than muscles on him. This is true. But he once was a brother of the Whispering Claw, So dedicated to that life he was, that he took. You have read the works of Vekla the Ephemeral. Nazdar is glad to know a fellow student. Yes, Nazdar was silent for 19 years, but one night in some peasant tune hummed by a swineherd going home, but Jarasti Moonsinger said, "Beauty is not in the art. You can make art for others," said Urka of the Bard College, "or for yourself." Nazdar knows he is not good enough to make art for others, but dashing the Salzo always... Life of decades cannot be reckoned in minutes, so the blind poet has taught us. But Nazdar will do his best. The Stitches was once like it is today, a refuse pit of the spirit, home of... The Salzo came to the gangs of the Stitches and showed them a common foe, Euraxia's armies. His death did not rip those bonds apart, but without the Salzo's care in keeping them tight-knit.
Careful where you flaunt your wealth, Walker. You are a tempting prize indeed. You cut a striking figure, Walker. There are many dangers to such an enviable personage in the Stitches. All of Elsewhere, in fact, if you cast a shadow long enough. Hear this one, and he will tell you how to grease the right palms to pass unmolested. Just so, sleek one, just so. You walk tall, with the heavy footfalls that signify an abundance of pride and gold. Unless you wish to keep low and beneath notice, like humbles the hum, there is a price to be paid, willingly or not. Of course, Five Claw, of course! All the more reason to fear crossing the purring lyre on the road. The thief god delights in stealing pride even more than riches. Better to make a friend of Raj. Start your pilgrimage here, with the ledger from the Goiter's Gulp. An idol from Riemann would make a nice addition to this temple. Ah, and fine silks from the merchants. If you have not heard of Rajin, it is because he has stolen his name from your ears. Listen then, and pray he does not rob you further. The purring lyre is the cleverest of... Rajin is swift, sleek, and silver-tongued. What is there not to admire? But this Rajin was once a Khajiit like this one, though much larger and worthy of note. But so skilled a thief was he, that not even divinity... Do you think you are above such work? Oh, Walker, do not invite Rajin's ire by looking down upon his deeds. If it were permitted, are idols and vestments not fitting Rajin's sleek...
The moons? Ah, my fur! What was in this bucket? Whatever your death wish is, it's granted! Oh, my head. Just tell me what you're doing here before I turn your heart into a tomato. Oh, really? Taznas is still kicking around? A little good news to go around with all this bad. Like a fly in vine. Be careful of the vine, by the way. There's flies in it. I didn't say that. Well, what I mean is that I'd like to, but if Taznasi wants me for my magical skill, I have some bad news. My focus is gone. I mean my other focus. My arcane focus. A bauble to focus magicka. I'm useless without it. I may have planned it. To Lulius and Scipio never know. I'd give the gold back, but Kazda's really gouging the price of a bottle these days. Even the swill in this flop house. Ugh. Well, sometimes my power gets a little out of control. The Mages Guild was supposed to help me master it, but they take a dim view of people breaking curfew and getting drunk on kitchen duty. Woo, and throwing up in the soup. When I need to cast a spell, I channel my magicka through the focus. It helps me weave everything together. Without it, my spells come out like tangled yarn, and the results are, well, unpredictable. Lulius and Scipion, they sit in the goiter's gulps like they own the place. Well, they do technically own it, but that's not the point. Ever since Kazda took over, the twins have doubled everyone's rent and the amount of water in the drinks. Because Kazda gets a nice kickback from all the money they bring in. And for good or ill, well, actually just ill. Kazda's in charge here, so he has the muscle. So the rest of us sit quietly and pay twice as much to get half as drunk.
My helpful friend. Rigert is pleased to see you return from the desert with your limbs intact. Did you find a misplaced package in Riverhold? Truly? These cat people may be strange and scratchy, but you can never question their generosity. Don't worry, friend. Rigert will make sure she is reimbursed for her trouble. Canon Reeve Jusdo of Alabaster. I am Rigert of Windhelm. On behalf of the Skald King, I present you with a gift of peace from the Nords to bring our cultures closer.
Is your gift rancid cabbage? Because it smells like rancid cabbage.
Not at all! Rigert brought our finest snowy saber cat coats. Although they may have been stored near cabbage. And the cabbage may have gone bad.
Your gift is clothes made from slaughtered cats? This isn't a peace offering, it is a war crime!
These are the finest coats in all of Windhelm. Who wouldn't want to be wrapped in our warm and luscious... cat skins?
Tell your Skald King that if he wants our war to continue, Queen Irene will be happy to oblige.
Rigert's message will be heard by Queen Irene, leader of the Aldmeri Dominion? Rigert feels so important. Things are looking upward, friend. Gather honey flowers from Merryvale Moon Sugar Farms for Rigert's sweetbread, and there will be peace between the Khajiit and Nords in no time.
I am positively fuming. That rancid-smelling thing? I can't believe my brother paid mostly honest gold for it. Probably cursed. He should just be rid of it and be done with the whole torrid affair. Well, you do seem to look like someone well-equipped to deal with this sort of...
Blah, can't get the taste out of my mouth. It's awful. Good, Kazda's made the stitches unpalatable. Like that swill he's got the tavern pouring. I'm ready to get out, but I wouldn't mind batting Kazda's tail along the way. I'm sure Taznazi feels the same. I need a moment or two. Look, I'll meet you at the bowl once the world stops spinning. Just a mage looking for something at the bottom of a bottle. I don't really know, and if I'm being honest, I don't know if I ever knew. Look, you seem halfway decent, so don't stick your muzzle too far in, alright? Taznazi's got her own business, and I know too much about it already. I don't drink just because I like the flavor of the tavern's beer. I'm hazy on the details. To be honest, I'm hazy on a lot of things these days. But I know Taznazi can't show her face in the stitches. You've seen the type of people who call the stitches home. Thieves, smugglers, deserters. Nobody. I've said more than I should have already. It's in the past. Taznazi had her reasons. She always has her...
That's everyone. Taznazi must speak with you. Taznazi has not seen her old crew in some time. Not since... Never mind. You were not followed, yes? Taznazi is not welcome in the stitches. Associates of Taznazi, also not welcome. Kazda was lieutenant to Dashing the Salzo. Taznazi as well, until he was found with her knife in his back. No one cared if she was innocent. They wanted someone to blame, and Kazda gave them an answer. After everything, they turned their backs on her. It's not. No, you're right. Taznazi says she hates this place. She should hate this place. But the Stitches is her home, her family. Taznazi won't sit idle while Kazda destroys it. Her reasons aren't important. We should discuss the plan. Today, we hit Kazda, right under his nose. We'll break into the basement of the Mirville Keep through this sewer, so long as Vol can pick the locks.
Ah, locks. Cute. Might as well be fancifully knotted ribbons to me.
Good. At the courtyard, we'll have sentries, but Serin's teleportation spell should let us pass unnoticed.
Were you talking to me?
We'll enter the palace through a second-floor storage room. Nazdar will scale the wall and drop a rope for us.
As spake Urwa the Observant. I see.
Taznazi and the newcomer will handle any trouble that comes our way. Let's get started. Nice to see you back at work, Vol.
Good to be working. You're less of a taskmaster than Jew Bunny. Now, let's find some more locks.
Good luck, and work quickly.
There's the lock. Watch my back, won't you? One down. Let's get going. Might need an ebony pick for this one. You know the drill. Bit stiff. Glad I'll keep machine grease in my hair. Done some redecorating, I see. Not sure I like it. Keep the coast clear, won't you? There. That's the last of them. My fingers are getting sore. Hey, that's our way to the courtyard.
They're through. Behind.
Keep up, old-timer.
Serin, it's your turn.
Everyone stand still. You're making me crazy. Just need to concentrate. Focus the power. Imagine the destination. All right, here we go.
What the...
So far, so good. Now, Vol.
You're sure?
To quote the barkeep, you look sick.
Oh, that's not good.
This one prefers his feet.
Thought I lost you.
And Burido waking from...
Moons, you're not hurt, are you? And Nazdar's looking pretty good, actually. Now the not good. You and Nazdar didn't quite make it to where I intended, and it will be a while before I can cast some. There is a basic rule of spellcraft. Do not attempt while drunk, or while recently drunk. Never been great with rules. I ended up losing control of the spell while attempting. Taznazi wants you and Nazdar to make your way to the base of the South Tower. That's where we're waiting. She also was very insistent. Avoid... northwest? East-ish? She says it will raise alarms, but I know the truth. It's because Taznazi used to run with them. They were all part...
Walk softly, Master Hendo taught me. If we get into trouble, be warned. I cannot help. My fists are weapons no longer. Soft as a whisper, quick as a shout. The first finger of the whispering claw teaches.
You made it, both of you. Taznazi is glad.
Sorry about that. When this is all done, I'll buy you a drink.
Moon's mercy, Serene. When we're done here, I will smash every bottle of wine in elsewhere.
Not if I drink them first.
Nazdar, you're our way into this tower. Ready?
The ascent of the body is nothing compared to that of the soul. Saint Yosito spoke wisely.
Your knees shouldn't make that noise, right?
They should make no noise, Vol.
Taznazi's gotten tense. More tense than usual. Things could have gone smoother, so...
I'm no healer, but even I can tell Nazdar's really ground his gears this time. Maybe lost a few bearings while he was at it. Yes? I mean, yes. Just need to lubricate the joints off it. The Green Pact fought some deserters in Reaper's March a few years back.
No rest, wrote the Nazdar's knees tried to tell him he was no longer able to prance like a kitten, but he did not heed. Can and should, wrote Rid Tharidata, and knowing the difference between them.
Nazdar did well to get us inside, but it looks like this strain was more than he could handle. He needs rest. Which means Taznazi needs to change. Vol is the closest thing we have to a healer. He might be able to get Nazdar moving again, but he needs time, which means he won't be able to pick the locks on Kazda's vaults. This one has other business in the palace. When she's done with it, she will meet you at the entrance. Taznazi has always said she was innocent of the Salzo's death, and she knows in her heart that Kazda was behind it. She must have proof, not to show the stitches, but to quiet her own soul. Take care getting the keys. The thugs in this palace are Kazda's most loyal, and just as vicious and cruel as he. Expect no... Yes. Taznazi has gotten used to being on her own ever since the Salzo died. Nazdar has to stay behind. He's in no condition to... That was different. Many of the keep's guards were close to the Salzo. They follow Kazda only because they must. The ones who are closest to Kazda do not...
He's got her! He's got her!
Keep it down. What are you talking about?
Kazda, he and his bodyguard, biggest I've ever seen. They cornered Tasnasi and took her back there. You have to save her.
By Jove, Tasnasi will claw your eyes out.
You have one friend left in this world, it seems. Not for much longer. Cut! You'll regret crossing Kazda!
He's getting away. Untie me! After him!
Please, Tasnasi, spare me!
Shut up, Kazda. One more word from your lying tongue and Tasnasi will claw it out. He did it. Everything Tasnasi suspected him of. He killed the Salzo. He had her take the blame. He was proud of it. Now that I have my claws at his throat, he discovers the meaning of mercy. He took this one's home from her, the only one she has known, and he couldn't give it back if he wanted to. She has no proof but his word. Even if he confessed and cleared her name, the stitches she would return to is not the one she left behind. One joy is left to Tasnasi, to kill Kazda. Then she leaves this all behind her, for good. The Salzo is dead. Everyone Tasnasi has ever known turned their back on her. The stitches are in shambles. Why would this one... You are right. Tasnasi has tried to forget, tried to move on. Not a night goes by that she doesn't dream of times past. She knows what must be done. Tasnasi will make this one face the justice of the stitches. Wait for her at the tavern in town. Tasnasi will only make this offer once. Confess to the stitches for all you have done, and she will not try out your torture devices for herself.
Tasnasi, you win!
Get up. All the stitches will hear the truth from your lips before the day is done.
There you are. Vol managed to swipe a bottle of Oleander Reserve from the app.
To defer celebration without...
Just slew that slab of beef, cud. You bring me any?
My friend. No, more than that. Family. Kazda's deeds have been made known to the stitches. Tasnasi's name is cleared. For now, at least, there is something to drink to. Or, in Serin's case, something else to drink to. Now Tasnasi is home, and you enjoy her hospitality. Raise a mug, kick up your feet, and count your coin. There is much to be done to fix the damage Kazda did, But that is for Taznazi to worry about. Your work is done, even if hers is just beginning. Strange as it seems, Taznazi is not only forgiven in the stitches, she is looked up to. It will take time for the stitches to be as it was. Maybe it will never get there, but even if she cannot live up to Dashing the Salzo's legacy, Taznazi will try. So much as anyone can be in charge of the stitches. With Kazda in exile, there's hope of going back to how it was, how Dashing the Salzo saw it. They have not entirely forgotten him, or Taznazi. She'll do her part. The job is done. Their lives are their own. But Taznazi wants to make life better in the stitches, and she will need help to do so. She could use them, Volsty.
Well, we didn't get into the vaults. Normally I'd call the job a wash.
How many of those Avern brothers are there?
Do not mistake a righted wrong for an undone wrong.
This one is...